Hi guys, today I'm gonna talk about ranging rook strategy plus wrong diagonal bishop. As a beginner, I used to struggle with this strategy, and every time my opponent used it, I lost, and I really hated it. And I decided to make this video for my viewers so nobody has to go through things as I did. And this is really effective, so let's go take a look at it. In this position you are black, and his only focus is to attack on a second file, and he wants to build his ideal position as quick as possible, and you should be able to spot the indicator so you can brace for it better. And this is going to be his first step. Like I said, he wants to pile up on the second file, so he needs to push this pawn twice, and you can castle first like this. And this is obvious, right? He wants to exchange pawns, and this move is really important. I talked about a similar position in a different video about how to exchange pawns in double ranging rook matches, and this is a reasonable movement, and he would exchange pawns, right? Since this silver is protected by the king, you can exchange pawns too. If you drop pawns first, he would move back to 2-4, and you would miss the opportunity to exchange pawns because it's going to be protected by the pawn and the rook. So this is the right moment. And here, this is a key moment. Rook to h6 seems to be natural, but my suggestion is going to be different. Instead of rook to h6, rook to h5 is better in my opinion, and you will see why. And he would move back to 2-4. Then you can seal off the weak point, and generals develop, and silver goes to 3-3, and this pawn push is good. If it gets slow, you can focus on the edge, so this pawn push is good. And silver goes to the 4-4, and obviously it's going to go to 3-5, but at this moment it's impossible because this square is attacked by your rooks, so it takes more moves for white, and you can just wait until white commits. So this is good for waiting and preparing for a future possible edge attack. And this is a good one because this bishop now is protected by the knight, so he's clearly preparing for bishop exchange. Like I said, he wants to pile up on the second file, and once he has bishop in hand, he can drop it on 5-4 or 4-5 to focus on the second file. So preparing for bishop exchange is a good idea. Now you can open up the diagonal. Now you're almost ready for the impact. And since this pawn blocks the rook's line, now he can go forward with the silver. Also offer bishop exchange, and you can Instead of accepting it, you can push this pawn. This pawn push is also really important. He would exchange bishop and knight recaptures. Then this is a key moment as well. Like I said, this video is about wrong diagonal bishop, and he would drop it on either 5-4 or 4-5, and we're gonna take a look at how to respond to each drops step by step. And the first, bishop to 5-4. This kind of seems to be trapped because your pawn is right here, so you can kick the bishop anytime you want, right? But instead you can drop your bishop as well, and the correct square is 5-7 to attack this silver. It's skewering these two pieces, so it's pretty annoying for white. If white tries to protect the silver by rook to 2-5, then you can push this pawn to open up this line. Once again, this is really great because these major pieces are threatening taking the silver. In this position, it's difficult for white to defend. If he drops a pawn, then you can kick the bishop. And this pawn push is cool because this bishop is dead. It's also possible for white to just ignore this bishop drop and keep moving. Oh, I'm sorry. Like this. If you take this silver, he would promote pawn on 2-7, and he would succeed to break through the second file, so you need to avoid that. And instead of taking this free piece, you can take this pawn. Obviously, he can recapture by the silver because he will lose the rook, right? If he takes it by the rook, then you can take the silver. And rook to 2-5 to attack the bishop would be a good idea, but then you can calmly move back to 4-6. If he drops a pawn on 2-6 to threaten the promoting on 2-7, then you can calmly push this pawn to block this line. In order to keep going, he has to take it, but then gold develops. Now this square is protected by 3 pieces, right? So pawn promotion doesn't work, but if he does, taking it by the gold is correct. The bishop promote, the silver recaptures, pawn drop, and silver develops. If it's if this were a gold, it's going to be different. Like this. Obviously, it can go move forward, right? Because he would drop silver. But if it goes to the side, then he can drop a pawn to force the gold to take it. Then he can promote a pawn. So it's going to be a troublesome for black. So that's why taking this pawn by the gold is correct. And after this position, there is no great follow-up for white, so you are in a better shape. So now we know this bishop drop was bad, but what if he drops it on 5-4 instead? You can still drop bishop on 5-7 to attack this silver. And after this move, instead of pawn to 6-4, pawn to 4-6 is great. If bishop goes to 5-4, it's going to be dead, right? So it needs to go to the opposite side, like this. Then you can push this pawn. Now this line is blocked his own man, but that's okay. If he takes it, this pawn push is cool. If silver takes it, he will lose the rook, right? If rook takes it, then he will lose the silver. So now white is in trouble. So he cannot actually take this pawn. And he would drop a pawn on 3-4 instead. But then bishop to 6-6 is cool because it's difficult for white to defend this lance. If silver moves back, you can win the rook. But if he pushes his pawn to 4-4, then pawn to 3-6 or go to 4-7 might be a good idea. Or you can simply promote pawn on 6-3 to gain extra pawn in hand. But anyway, his plan is crumbling because this bishop is dead, and he can move forward any further because your rook is working great and this silver is pretty strong. So initiative is on your side. Alright, that's all I gotta say. I hope you like this video, and I will talk more about double ranging rook because that's popular, and I also like this strategy as well. And for now, thanks for watching, and see you all next time. Bye.